And welcome to Inside the Program, brought to you on the Inside Texas Football YouTube channel, powered by InsideTexas.com. I'm Justin Wells, but with me, as always, the managing publisher at Inside Texas, Eric Nalin. We're here to talk about team. We're going to talk a little recruiting, but make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, help us climb to that 10,000 mark, and also come hang out with us. It really is not a better time. We say that every day, and we mean it every day. Use the promo code IT1, and that'll get you 2 months of Inside Texas Premium for only $1. And hey, it's the #1 Longhorns, and we're the #1 site. Eric, let's jump right into it. It's the first game in the SEC. We've been waiting 3.5 years for this. We talked about the buildup during the week. We've had some practice reports. We've had some injury stuff. But the first thing people want to know about is what's going on with D lineman Sydir Mitchell. That's kind of overshadowing a few little things. What did you just go ahead and let the viewers know about that update that you put out this morning?
Yeah, Sydir had an altercation on the sideline during the ULM game. I don't anticipate seeing a lot of him this year. I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. Maybe he can play himself back into the good graces of the program. But right now, I would really temper expectations on Sydir Mitchell. This season, maybe even beyond. I never discount the growth potential of a young man. Things can change, and I hope they do. But right now, I don't expect a lot for him next year, or this year, or next year, and we'll see. We'll see how they address that. Probably have to go back to the portal and hope to get more recruits in this class. But yeah, it's not trending well for Sydir, but we'll see. I don't discount him again. I hope it works out for him.
Absolutely, and like you said, it could affect recruiting too, because the number has been 4 for forever, and we've been led to believe there could be 5 D linemen in this 2025 cycle. So
right.
It's definitely something that we needed to tackle. The injury report, the SEC is doing this on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. Just like the NFL now, and we know how Sark is when it comes to injuries. He likes to handle that very delicately. We've got a quarterback situation. Quinn Ewers got reps this week. Arch Manning played well last week. Is this, when we're talking about the injury report, this is really a test of Sark's honesty in some regards. And so far, he's been pretty transparent.
Oh man,
we can tell.
Yeah, no, I think Sark is very candid, very transparent. Justin, we run this test every time there's a new coach at Texas. We check how honest he is behind the scenes. He'll say something to the press, and we'll go investigate ourselves. And coaches in the past have engaged in a little bit more coach speak than Sark. Sark is pretty candid. What he says, I pretty much take to the bank. I think Justin, I didn't see the injury report last night. I think we're on target though. I don't think Derek Williams is going to play. Did he make that? I think he made that public, right?
Yeah, Derek Williams, I believe, is out. Derek Williams is going to be out for this game.
Yeah. So again, that's just more of him being honest, because I heard that he's out even before I saw that report.
Jelani got moved to probable.
Yeah, I think Jelani's going to play. Trey Wisner's going to play.
Wisner got moved to probable.
Trey's going to play, and then the quarterback. Everybody's wondering about the quarterback, right? I think it's going to be Arch. I said that in the roundtable.
Yep.
I normally my read on that is good. It's not my personal read, of course. I think it's going to be Arch. Quinn just didn't practice as much as he normally does, or that would indicate that he was getting ready to start. Because he's such a seasoned veteran, it could be something where Sark's just like, hey, we're good with starting him on short notice. But based on practice allocation reps, I think it's going to be Arch. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I would bet, I'd bet cash on Arch starting.
And for Texas fans, understand you got a winner at each end. It doesn't matter. I think Texas does just fine if it's Quinn Ewers or if it's Arch Manning. We saw some of Arch's gunslinger against ULM, and that's that's what you want out of a young quarterback. You want to be able to reel them in instead of having to rev them up. And I think Sark kind of likes that mentality that Arch brought. And
you touched on a good point there, Justin. This might be a very good chance to kind of go back to back on teaching Arch. Give him some muscle memory. If you start one game and then you don't start again for a year, you might not retain as much knowledge. Having back-to-back starts actually could be pretty big for him. But we'll see. Just because they have the bye week after this, I tend to think that the value of Quinn getting back in a rhythm isn't the same because they'll have that bye week, and then you can accumulate rust there. I tend to think it's going to be Arch just on that, and also what we've heard about. But I think you make a good point where Arch having back-to-back weeks could really cement some growth for him.
Absolutely. And, we want to make sure that if you're ever in trouble, one guy that can help you is Andre the lawyer. We don't ever worry about a depth chart with Andre the lawyer. He's always ready. He's always in. He's not probable or questionable or out. He's the guy. This video is brought to you by him. If you're injured, you got to trust a team that secured millions for their clients and helped thousands of Texans with their injury cases, car wrecks, slip and falls, 18-wheeler accidents, on-the-job injuries, wrongful deaths. Do not let the insurance company tell you what your claim is worth. Let Andre the lawyer do the fighting for you. His principal office is in Dallas, but he will help Texans throughout the state. Give him a call, 214-444-8808. That's Andre the lawyer. If you need him, he's never on the injury report. The guy is ready, locked and loaded. 214-444-8808. All right, Eric. The beauty of this first 4 weeks has been the amount of depth that we've been seeing playing, not just the backups, but the backups of the backups. It's actually ridiculous how deep this team is. And we had talked about that from the spring, from the summer, and it really came to fruition in September. There are guys that are literally pushing for more and more playing time, and it has nothing to do with veterans. It's just there's a fire under some of these guys' ass. Tell us exactly some of the guys that are standing out. I know there's a few names on defense that are really catching flames.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ty Anthony Smith is the number one guy that gets mentioned, and that's going back to August, and we're starting to see that on Saturdays as well. He's very quick to diagnose. He comes downhill. He hits with reckless abandon. It's going to be awesome to see him with another 15 pounds of muscle. Just going to be a really good player. We get asked a lot about guys that are further down the depth chart that maybe we don't see as much. Are they doing okay? Does it look like they're going to eventually portal? We don't know. A standard rule is if they don't play a lot, there's a good chance they will eventually portal, but that doesn't hold true. It kind of this is going to be a tell of how they approach it, how they're hardwired to embrace there's a little bit of conflict. Are they going to be able to see the field? They got to keep working. Like Wande is work. Now he's seeing the field and seeing the results. I think Darian Gillette is a prime candidate for a guy that if he keeps working is going to see the field eventually. He just has to keep buying in, stick to the script. Don't get caught up in what everybody else is doing. This guy's playing ahead of me, even though he's younger. This guy's got NIL. Block all that out and just keep developing and become a player and grow into that athletic freak that you are. He is. He's got all the potential in the world. We just want to see him stick with it. I think he's starting to make his way up special teams a little bit more, and that would be a good sign for him long term. I really like him as a Sam with Trey Moore plays. That's base defense, outside linebacker to the field. I think he's got a very good, bright future there. He's just got to stick to the script. Cecilia Kana is another one. He's pushing for more special team playing time. Not the biggest guy. Everybody knew that coming in. They brought him in just to be a pass rusher. They didn't care if he was a linebacker or edge, whatever. Just a guy that could after the quarterback.
A football player.
Yeah, exactly. And so now it's just about getting his body up to speed, and he's starting to show more growth. I expect to start seeing him more on special teams in the coming weeks. He's don't give up on these guys. You never know. You always have to take into account their growth curve. Everybody's is different. Not everybody's Kelvin Banks ready to play right away. Some of them are Cameron Williams ready. It's going to take a couple years until they're ready. So trust the coach's evaluation and ability to develop. And a lot of these guys are on time. It just doesn't look that way because it's they're not up to speed like Jordan Johnson-Rebel, a guy that's ready to play right now. And then you got Xavier Filsaime, who is, came in much more raw, only started playing safety, I think maybe as a junior in high school, senior maybe, more of an athlete. So he's still learning the position where Jordan Johnson-Rebel playing at IMG, you're getting really good coaching, you're playing top-level competition. Everybody's just on a different timeline. I'm kind of speaking into the void here. I'll get asked a question in a week about somebody that's not playing well like they should, but just give these guys some time.
And that's the beauty of this. Your fans, this is the number one program in the country, and they're number one for a reason. It's the process. Everyone is bought in. It's the culture. And I keep going back to what Michael Terry told us. Texas 2s look like everybody else's 1s. Yeah. And that's a testament to this. And you said you finished up the team report with something I thought was very something that needed to be tackled. people don't realize how much Sark works at this. Like, people think it's just recruiting, saying the right things, calling cool plays, getting speed on the outside, and just enjoying the view. It's not. Sark has an obsession about this. And you talked a little bit about that this morning. Dive in a little bit to more about just how much Sark puts into this and how much this group actually feels like this could be a special year.
Yeah, I think Sark tends to have the reputation of somebody that has more style than substance, and not just on Saturdays when L'Oreal's dressing them. Just because of the offense, the big plays, sort of he's got this reputation as just sort of an offensive coach, but he's a total football coach. I believe that firmly. Bob Stoops was that guy. If you drop somebody off of Mars and you watched OU in 2008, you would have no idea that Bob Stoops was a defensive-minded coach. I think Sark is trending that direction where it's just the total football coach is defense, special teams, all of that. And I think the guy does not get enough credit, or it'll probably come with more wins, but he is obsessed with winning. He does not. I don't think he sleeps much. There's been a lot of really poor taste rumors out there in the last few months about what's happened in his life in the past or present. The guy just cares about winning football games, man, and everything else is an obstruction, and he doesn't have time for it. And so that guy is working nonstop. I know people that know him very well, and they're mesmerized by his obsession. When he started talking about the team needs to be obsessed with winning, it wasn't something he just came up with on his own. It was like, oh, this is me. They need to become me. Your personality, the team's personality takes on the personality of its coach. He wants them to be obsessed like he is.
And I think we've seen that growth from Quinn Ewers, and we're seeing some of that from Arch Manning at the quarterback position, which that really ties into that obsession. Real quick, Mississippi State. Look, we know what they are. That this is a team, first year Jeff Lebby head coach. We know what the offense is. We know that they don't have the personnel necessarily to run it all out like they would, and they're dealing with some injuries, but it's still an SEC team. They still have good athletes on both sides of the ball. Real quick, just give us a quick synopsis of what you're thinking. I know at that wide receiver group, Kevin Coleman, they've got a couple of guys there I think that can catch the ball that Texas is going to have to be cognizant of. On the defensive side, listen, Isaac Smith is a very good safety. He could probably be a linebacker in the NFL. That dude is a run stuffer and a half. I think he's going to be formidable on Saturday. And Mississippi State's trying to figure out their quarterback situation as well. Where's Texas' eyes going to be at on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, we're all going to watch that quarterback. If you watch him versus Florida later in the game, he's not super scary. He does have some tools, but he's young, right? He's getting ready to go up against what I think is one of the best defenses in the country. We need more data on that. We need Texas to play some better teams to truly know. But I think Texas has one of the best defenses in the country. And so he's going to be, he's going to be overwhelmed. I think that the ability for the secondary to disguise is going to give him issues. But he does have really good wide receivers, really good. Like a couple of those guys would play at Texas, and we know how Texas is loaded at wide receiver.
Right.
So they're going to have to keep him uncomfortable and keep him in the pocket. If he starts moving around and buying time with his legs, that's going to buy those wide receivers time to get open against the secondary. I'm not sure that he's going to be able to do that. A guy like Barron Sorrell could have a very big, quiet game. Like Barron Sorrell could have like 2 tackles and be one of the most dominant players on Saturday, just because he's going to keep him in the pocket, set the edge, make some plays in pursuit.
Yeah, like Trey Moore, like we talked about this week with Trey Moore.
Right.
Just because he's not jumping off out of the box score doesn't mean he's not making an impact. That's a chunk sack guy anyway. Yeah,
a good article would probably be some unheralded heroes. Maybe we write that after a couple games. But a guy like Barron Sorrell would fit that. It's Trey Moore as well. And then I think Texas is going to be able to run the ball against them. Does Sark want to do it? Is Sark is resolute to running the ball like he was last week? Jaden Blue got 25 carries. We'll see, but the Mississippi State defense is not what it has been in the past. They've got the safety you mentioned, but they don't have the horses up front that they often have. Texas should be able to run the ball, and we'll see if it's Arch. Will we see the same game plan that we saw last week, where it's run the ball, throw it over the top, or will we see it build out the mid game a little bit more, RPOs, more intermediate passing? I think Arch is good at that. It just seemed like Sark was testing him on the bare bones offense, like he did Quinn Ewers, a couple of years ago.
Against the same team, ULM, as a matter of fact. Hey,
Yep.
Thank you so much for making us a part of your day, Texas fans. Be sure and come to InsideTexas.com. Really, if you'll use that promo code IT1, you will get 2 months for only $1, and I promise you, we will make it worth it. Let us earn your business. Also, like this video and subscribe to the Inside Texas Football YouTube channel. We are climbing every day. We get to add viewers, we get to add subs, and we really do enjoy bringing you the best Texas Longhorn information. From our man Eric Nalin on the scene, I'm Justin Wells, and thank you for joining us on the Inside Texas Football YouTube channel, powered by InsideTexas.com.